Facebook.com/Casey in the Morning. 93.7 KCLB rocks.
Joining us this morning, a mixed martial artist currently competing in the UFC. He's also an author. His latest, Be Ready When the S Goes Down, a survival guide to the apocalypse. Forrest Griffin, good morning.
Good morning.
So I'm going to start, by the way, the book's fantastic. We'll get to that in a second. But I want to start, I know on the internets, there's rumors about you in UFC 123 against Rich Franklin. Confirmed? Is that going to happen?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I'm not, I'm still convalescing, if you will, from my shoulder injury. Mm-hmm. So until I actually train, like, I don't know, let's say a week, then I'm not going to accept any more fights. Yeah, I just pulled out of the last one due to injury, so there's no point in doing that again.
Now, speaking of injuries, when I mentioned to our listeners that you were coming on, I got one question more than anything else that they wanted to know from you. And we got to go back a year for it. August 8th, which may be a date you remember, was you, Anderson Silva. You leave the cage after the fight. Rumors were maybe you went to get some medical help. I think that possibly you went to get an RBQ before Arby's closed down. Forrest, can you tell us what happened after that fight?
Well, let me put it this way. Like, let's say it's you, and you'll be from, I'll put it in terms you can understand. Here's
okay.
You come on yourself like 3 seconds with the hottest chick.
Yeah.
Do you stick around to explain it, or do you grab your drawers and head for the door? So I know you've been there. Hot chick, you meet her at a bar, less than a minute in, oh, goodness, it's over. What do? You grab your gear and go. You don't stick around and make excuses. What are you going to do, sit there? Well, I had a little too much to drink, honey. If you give me another chance, you head for the door. There's nothing needs to be said.
Well said on that one, Forrest Griffin.
You can only compound your embarrassment.
Now,
in my situation, unlike yours, it never goes away. So people are like, hey, what'd you do wrong? You know what I did wrong? I accepted that fight. That was a mistake.
Really?
Yeah, it's been a year and it hasn't gone away.
Well,
I thought people. It's funny. People have a really good memory when it comes to bad stuff.
Well, let me just tell you this.
No, I hate you already.
I did not want to go there.
You're in a bad mood for the rest of the day.
No, Forrest, it's not me. It's my crappy ass listeners. I didn't want to go there. It's them that you can blame.
Yeah.
You can kick all their asses. I will tell you that I'm going to butter you up right now because I've seen interviews with you. I've seen you on the reality show, and I knew you were a funny dude. I had no idea. This book is hilarious, man.
Well, yeah, imagine if I had tried.
First off, I did not know that the apocalypse was coming. You've got a survival guide for that. When is the apocalypse coming?
Well, unfortunately, it's not going to be quite as quickly as I'd like, which means you're going to get to live a little longer.
Okay.
But it's definitely coming. I mean, come on. Have you seen the people around here just consuming? And as soon as China starts living like us, we're done. There's 2 billion of those people. It's going to be awesome.
Got Forrest Griffin joining us on the line, of course, from the UFC. He's got a book out right now.
Density of resources, man. It'll be like Mad Max. We'll all be killing each other over fuel. Can't wait.
And, that's this is probably the smartest thing. I mean, I've seen survival guides before, but I believe yours.
Hey, did they have a section on how to make people jerky?
No.
They didn't.
No, and I believe probably the smartest tip I've ever seen is you have a section of how to defend your porn.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. Chicks aren't going to be hot post-apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
That's, there's some bad things to the apocalypse, too. It's mostly good, but there's some bad things. And hygiene will probably leave.
Mm-hmm.
I like a well-manicured woman. What can I say?
So that's why is that what you believe in the apocalypse more so than fuel, food, anything, weapons that people are going to be fighting over porn?
Porn or the last 3 or 4 hot chicks.
Which will probably go to you because I got to tell you something. We had the book here at the radio station the last couple of days. You in a loincloth, we haven't been able to keep the ladies' hands off of this thing.
Yeah, I know. Imagine how it is for me.
Oh, it's got to be tough for you. And you,
really not, unfortunately.
Congratulations to you, by the way. You last year you got hitched. Congratulations to you, Forrest.
I did. Thank you.
I'm curious for you as a fighter. Have things changed for you? Do you get a little hey, maybe you shouldn't go out there and fight anymore from the wife now, or are things still the same?
No. We were, it was an accepted thing when we got into it,
So she's cool with it, because I got to, you know what?
She's just like, you need to get out there and fight. We need some money, son. What you doing? I want to have babies. These babies want to go to college. What you doing?
It's good to know that even as a UFC star, things are still the same at home as it is for the average, everyday Joe. I'm glad to hear that, Forrest Griffin.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to mention that you're going to be in Southern California on Monday and Tuesday. You're going to be at Borders in San Diego on Monday. Tuesday out at Borders in Torrance. Are you wearing the loincloth for that?
No. I was going to do this whole thing where I wore, like, Star Wars costumes or just weird costumes, like Batman costumes made for a 12-year-old, then just squeeze myself into them.
Yeah.
But it turns out I don't do that sort of thing sober, and I don't want to start drinking in the early morning, so I just wear clothes.
Well, go out and see Forrest Griffin next week in San Diego and Torrance. Get the book right now. Be ready when the S goes down. And if it comes to be that you're fighting in the UFC 123, I can speak for a lot of people. We're very much looking forward to that, man.
All right, well, I thank you, and I hope you survive the apocalypse.